Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
The title of the class is The War for Your Soul. Subtitle, Actions Unbecoming of a Soldier. Because the moral of the story is, whatever happened, because I know people curious or whatever happened could have been prevented. You know what I'm saying? But it's things that we tend to forget or to apply when we in this truth because we fail to understand that we at war. It's a spiritual war. You know what I'm saying? And that leads us to doing actions unbecoming of a soldier. So I know it sounds masculine, soldier, raw, and this applies to the women too. Because y'all can do actions unbecoming of a soldier. Y'all at war, y'all sisters know that, right? Y'all sisters know y'all at war too, right? Yeah, we got casualties of war on the sister side. You know what I'm saying? So, let's open up with Titus 3:3. Titus 3 verse 3. So what do I mean? Spiritual war, soldiers, all this and this and that. And I'm going to try to run through this stuff quick because I want to get to the questions. Because that's another thing, too. It's like, it's like a separation between, in a lot of places, maybe here a little bit, it's a separation between the leadership and the people. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, okay, I go to the Sabbath class and I listen to leadership class, but when it comes to stuff that I'm dealing with, stuff that I need help with, I don't go to leadership until after I messed up and made a mistake so they can help me from there. So it's a disconnect as far as the utilization of leadership. You're supposed to utilize us before you make the mistake, before you mess up. You see what I'm saying? We are here to help you not fall. But if you don't understand you at war, you're going to fail to understand that. All right? Titus 3:3.
The book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 3. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another.
Right. So the scripture said that we ourselves was foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving lusts and pleasures, living in malice, envy, and hate. Raise your hand if that applied to you. It said we were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving. Keep your hand up. I want to see who it don't apply to. There's something terribly wrong if it don't. Okay. So, why? Why was we living? Why was we foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving lusts and pleasures? Why? Why were we doing that? Why was we living like that? Why was we living like this? Soldier Aaron. Say it on the mic.
Because we didn't know the law.
Because we didn't know no better. Exactly. Get Hosea 3 verse 4. Hosea 3 verse 4. So basically, Satan had us right where he wanted us. You know what I'm saying? He had us in his grasp. You know what I'm saying? All we knew was what Satan taught us, period. That's why we was living like that. As agents of Satan, basically. We was in his grasp. We wasn't taught any different. We was never taught how to follow God. Read what you got.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim.
Right, so it said the children of Israel shall go many days without a king. What is this scripture implying? What is this scripture implying, Brother Abram?
For a time, Israel, shalom, leadership.
Shalom.
For a time, Israel went without leadership.
Well, without leadership, exactly. So without leadership, what did that lead to the ignorance of?
The law.
The law. Exactly what Soldier Aaron said, right? So hold that, get a precept. 2 Chronicles 15 and verse 3. So it's going to make it more plain as to what we went so long without that led us to naturally growing up and living a life of being foolish, disobedient, and serving our lusts. This is why. Read.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15 and verse 3. Now for a long season, Israel had been without the true God.
So for a long time, for 400 plus years, we went without the true God. Meaning what? We believed in Zerah Borgia. We thought that was the true God. We thought God was a white man, or whether you thought he was white or black, in your mind, your God was somebody that loved everybody, was going to forgive all the white people, and he created everybody equal. But that is not the true God that we read about in the Bible. So for a long time, that's the God that we all had in our heart, which led us to serve diverse lusts, pleasures, sin, hate, right? Meaning our God then was who? The devil. We went without the true God, so the God that we thought we were serving was actually the devil. Read on.
And without a teaching priest, and without law.
Right, so we didn't have a leadership. We didn't have anybody teaching us right from wrong according to the law. That's why we was living in diverse lusts, pleasures, iniquity, hate, and all of that. Everybody with me so far? All right, so now go back to Hosea chapter 3. Read verse 4 again.
The book of Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
Somebody, baby, in there being relentless. Golly, go ahead.
And without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image,
Read.
and without an ephod,
Read.
and without teraphim.
So they would go a long season without knowing a true God, and without having leadership, and without the understanding of the law. Read on.
Verse 5. Afterward shall the children of Israel return.
But after that long season of not having that leadership in place, the proper understanding of the law, after that they shall what?
Return and seek the Lord their God and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days.
In the what?
In the latter days.
So in the latter days, meaning in the last days that we in, it was prophesied that a lot of Israelites, that was living in malice, envy, lust, hatred, eventually they will return to the Lord their God. So go to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. So do that mean we see every black, Hispanic, and Native American returning to the Lord their God? No. So this precept right here just going to narrow it down for you to understand exactly, the position that you in. Read.
The book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel.
The what?
The remnant of Israel.
What does remnant mean, Brother Matthew?
Shalom. Remnant means a select few.
A select few. So that prophecy that we read in Hosea, that, we would go so long without, the law, the leadership or whatever, but eventually we will return. That's referring to a select few. That's you. I know a lot of y'all got family, friends, homeboys, all of that you grew up like this with, tight. but they not here. They didn't come with you to the Sabbath. They not believing in what you're showing them out of the Bible because they wasn't a part of that select few. Read on.
And such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them,
Read.
but shall stay upon the Lord.
So it said we shall no longer stay, meaning rely upon them that smote us. Who smote us? Who smote us? Who smote us?
Shalom.
Shalom.
Leadership. The other nations.
The other nations, right? So it said this remnant that's going to return to the Lord is no longer going to stay, meaning rely upon the other nations. Meaning what? For the teachings of how to follow God, you know what I'm saying? The understanding of the Bible and all of that. They're no longer going to rely on the other nations for their understanding. Read on.
The Holy One of Israel in truth.
The what?
The Holy One of Israel in truth.
Read that whole bottom part again. To stay, no longer stay.
But shall no more again stay upon him that smote them,
Right.
but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel in truth.
Right, so a remnant of Israel was prophesied to come into the truth after so long of being misled, living in malice, envy, and hatred. After so long, a remnant, a select few of the Israelites would come into the truth. Read.
Verse 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God.
Right, so I want you to read verse 20 again real quick.
Verse 20,
Uh-huh.
and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the
Such as our what?
are escaped.
Such as our what?
Escaped.
So this same remnant that we talking about, it said they would be escaped. Escaped from what? What is this remnant that's going to return to the Lord? What are they escaped from? Who knows? What are they escaped from, Brother Matthew?
Destruction.
What you mean?
Like we're going to escape from the destruction of this nation.
Nope. Brother Abram.
Escaped from the teachings that they was trying to that they taught, or their law, or whatever. We escaped from that to the truth.
Okay. So you right, but what was wrong with their teachings? Like for us to have to escape from it. What did their teachings have us doing?
Not following the law, breaking the Sabbath.
Titus 3:3.
Right.
That's why the scripture said we were disobedient. We escaped from living that lifestyle of going against the Most High God. Because he had us in a chokehold, a stronghold, to make sure that we would live a lifestyle of disobeying our God.
Right.
So after so long of his crafty counsel and plots and schemes to keep us sleep and destroyed, we escaped. Right?
Right.
All right, 2 Peter 1 verse 4. All praise to the Most High. So this is a precept as far as the remnant that escaped. What did you escape from? Read.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 4, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these you might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped.
Having what?
Having escaped
Read.
the corruption that is in the world through lust.
So that's what we escape. The corruption that is in the world through lust. What do lust lead to, brothers? Sin. And sin leads to what? To death. So we escape from the devil trap of making sure that instead of us ruling the earth like we supposed to, we die. You see what I'm saying? We escape from that stronghold of Satan, that corruption that is in the world through lust. Now, this is the thing about it. A lot of times when we think about the devil, of course, you got the so-called white man and whatever. But notice it said that we escaped from lust. Do everybody got the same lust? No. You see what I'm saying? So everybody deal with their own devil per se. You know what I'm saying? It's depths, it's different demons that people deal with that they escaping from. You see what I'm saying? But it all come from the chief, Satan. But it's many different lusts that we all deal with that we trying to, that we escape from. So when somebody escape from somebody that had them captive, what typically happens? When a person escape, just like if somebody break out of jail, is they just good to go? They escape, so hey, you're free. Hey, live a good life. Or what tends to happen when somebody escapes out of the captivity of someone? Huh? Brother Eliakim.
Shalom leadership. They tend to go back to that prison or whatever the case is because it's still in the mind.
No, sir. Nah, you overthinking. You trying to be deep. Brother Soldier Isaac.
Hey, whoever had them captive trying to get them back. Basically.
Right, they gonna try to chase you down. They don't want you to go. They don't want you to escape. So, because if you escape from somebody, that show that they, is basically a weakness. You know what I'm saying? That they not as strong as they want people to think they are. Satan wants you to think that, remember the Willie Lynch, a phenomenon. It'll take a phenomenon for these Negroes to get back to the right state of mind, to come out of that mental slavery. So if you escape out of that, you basically exposing some type of breach in their tactics to keep you captive. You understand? So they gonna come at you full throttle to show like, can't nobody escape from me. You see what I'm saying? So get that clip real quick, Rambo 2. The one with, not the one when he was being tortured. Yeah. All right. No, hold on. Where my mic go? All right, check. All right, so look. Who in here done seen Rambo before? Okay. Now, Rambo was a what? A warrior. You see what I'm saying? A real soldier. So at some point, he got taken captive. His enemies had him in their hands, doing whatever the hell they wanted to do to him. But guess what he ended up doing? Play that.
Murdoch, I'm coming to get you.
Now pause it. So you see he was captive, right? And then, he started, whooping their ass. And he broke free. So him whooping their ass and breaking free represent the scriptures, with the knowledge that you learn, that's unlocking all the mental change that they had. For example, when I worked at Walmart, this brother named Jamal, formerly named Jamal, he said, hey, bro, these holidays pagan? You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, that's how he came. He said, bro, these holidays pagan? I said, damn, that's a trigger word. It's like, so you telling me something I was doing all my life is against God. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, hold on. Because Esau wants you to think Christmas is biblical. Easter is biblical. So when I learned that, it was like I elbowed Esau in the mouth. Then he was like, Jacob and Esau, we Jacob, they Esau, the red and hairy and all this and that. I'm like, damn. So then I to the enemy, you know, put out my little knife. You know what I'm saying? So then from there, went home, did more research, and then I ended up shooting the enemy up and breaking up out of the, you know what I'm saying? And then I came into the truth. I escaped from the lies and all the information and knowledge they was hiding from me all my life. I escaped. But notice, when he escaped, when Rambo escaped, what happened? Go back a couple more seconds. A couple more. Yeah, play it from right there. Right there. So you see, when he escaped from the people that had him captive, what did they send after him? Troops, soldiers. So that means it was what? It was wartime. You know what I'm saying? Satan, once you escape from the evil mindset that you was programmed to have growing up in the world, when you escape from that, guess what? He trying to chase you down and bring you back to that evil state of mind. Y'all understand? From there, go to Luke 22. Luke 22:31.
The book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you.
So this was one of the, the specially selected few. Out of all the Israelites in Israel at the time, he was one of 12 selected to follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? Physically. Christ says Satan have desired to have you. Read on.
That he may sift you as wheat.
Right. So the moment that Christ told Peter, hey, drop the fishing pole, bro. Come be a fisher of men. When Peter dropped that pole and started following Christ, that was him escaping the strongholds of Satan. So Christ letting them know, hey, bro, you know Satan wants you, right? He desire to have you back. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to go back to how you was living before you met me. Satan, all of us represent Peter in this aspect. Satan desires to have all of us. Why? Because he once had us. Every last one of us once was in the grasp of Satan. So he desired to have us back. Right, like a spiteful ex. Is that we supposed to be in love? Supposed to be. Who listen to Kevin Gates? Don't listen to Kevin Gates. All right? But anyway, Satan desired to have you that he may what?
Sift you as wheat.
All right, let's get the definition of sift. What does that mean? That he may sift you as wheat. Satan desired to have you so he can sift you. All right, let's get number 2. Hey, hit the little drop arrow. Now read definition number 2.
Sift. Examine something thoroughly so as to isolate that which is most important or useful.
So now, I want y'all to look at the synonyms. One of the synonyms is to turn over. Another one of the synonyms is to go into. Y'all see that? Put the mouse on it so they can see what I'm talking about. Turn over and go into. I want to look at them two right there. So it said that Satan desired to have you that he may sift you or turn over you, meaning get you to come back on his side or to go into you. Satan wants to go into you. No, I don't want you to be righteous, Israelite, strong enough, Lord, power with his might. No, that's my temple. You know what I'm saying? That's my synagogue. I want to go into you. That is Satan's desire of every last one of us. He want to go into us. All right? So from there, go to 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11. So this is what we got to be mindful of. You know what I'm saying? Satan got many tricks. Satan got many different ways, you know what I'm saying, to try to sift you. And it ain't guns, it ain't, you know what I'm saying, it's, read what you got.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
We are what?
Not ignorant of his devices.
So we cannot be ignorant of Satan's devices, meaning the stuff that he used, the tactics he used to try to sift you, to try to get you to turn over back into the world, to go into you, to now go against your brother that's in his truth, to go into you to speak evil of your leadership, to go into you, you know what I'm saying, and without the body, go somewhere and tongue down somebody of the same gender as you, you know what I'm saying, to go into you to where you go you got a purple shirt on, but you go get a sack, you know what I'm saying, a whole 3-5, and come home and blow it down with your wife. That's Satan devices. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, whatever you was dealing with in the world, whatever he know that you liked, when you belong to him, he gonna use that against you. Think about it, like you said, a disgruntled ex, right? If a ex really trying to get his ex back, you know what I'm saying? He gonna think about all the stuff that he know she like that her new man may not know. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull up on her with this. He don't even know. You know what I'm saying? It's the same tactic with Satan. When you belong to Satan, you had certain things that you love to do that was against God. Satan gonna steadily approach you and come at you with them same things to get you to turn back over. From there, give me 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2, verse 11. So, this is his main device is you, yourself, really to owes you. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 11.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts.
Abstain from fleshly lusts. So in order for something to be a fleshly lust, it got to be something that your lust, because who know what lust mean? What do lust mean? What do lust mean? Officer Raphael.
A strong desire for something or someone.
Right, a strong desire for something or someone. Yes. So, the Bible is telling us to abstain from fleshly lusts. So in order for something to be a lust, that means it's something that you strongly desire. God is telling you to abstain from that. Why would he tell you to abstain from something that he know you want very bad? Why would he tell you that? Because those fleshly lusts that you want to do and yearn to have are things that separated you from God. You understand? So he's telling you, abstain from fleshly lusts, meaning block your ex. You know what I'm saying? Stay the hell away from your ex. Do not go back around, you know what I'm saying? Satan, the things that you was doing when you was in the chokehold of Satan, abstain from that, because what do?
Which war against the soul.
They do what?
War against the soul.
So these fleshly lusts war against your soul. So the war that we fighting is obviously internal, right? For your lust to be warring against your soul belongs to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? But your fleshly lust is what's going to put you in a predicament in which Satan can take your soul, or sift you as wheat. You understand? From there, go to 2 Timothy 2, verse 3. So we have in every last one of us, since we escaped from the stronghold of Satan, we are fighting a spiritual war. We trying to make it to the other side. All right, read what you got.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness.
Do what?
Endure hardness.
So, I just tried to paint the picture. In order for something to be a lust, it's something that you strongly desire to have or to do, right? So that means you can get the knowledge that, dealing with white women is a sin. But the female you ever did stuff with, the only race, a specimen that you did it with was white women. So that's your preference. But you learn the truth. You learn, hey, the Bible say not to do that. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, is it going to be easy to stay away from white women if that's all you ever dealt with? Or is it going to be hard? It's going to be hard, right? Read what you got.
As a good soldier,
Read it again from the top.
thou therefore endure hardness.
So God says to endure hardness. When you escape from the stronghold of Satan, just like with Rambo, you think any regular old dude or whatever could have escaped from that army, you know what I'm saying, and made it away from them? No. Rambo had to fight, beat up, shoot, stab, all of that. You know what I'm saying? He had to get it in. It was not easy for him to get up out of that situation. You understand? It was hard. So likewise, when we come out of the world into the truth, it's going to be hard. But you have to endure that hardness. You can't let that hardness weigh you down to where you just surrender to Satan. Because he coming after you. But if you feel like it's too hard, you're going to surrender. You're going to let him take you right back to captivity. Y'all understand? So the objective is, you know that it's hard, but you know you don't want to be back in that mind state. So what do? Endure that hardness. You fight, you push through it. Read on.
As a good soldier.
As a what?
A good soldier.
As a good soldier of who?
Of Jesus Christ.
As a good soldier. So, like I said, I know it's masculine, but this applies to every last one of us in here. We all dealing with a spiritual internal war. So we all got to endure hardness as soldiers. Now, remember, the first thing I had to address when I got on the mic, a brother got demoted from being a soldier for actions unbecoming of a soldier. So, keep reading.
Verse 4.
Come on.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
No man that goes to war entangles himself with the affairs of this life. Because you at war with the affairs of the life. That's what's warring against your soul, the fleshly lust. That's the affairs of this life. So if you at war with that, how would you, that's playing both sides. You see what I'm saying? You're a dual agency. It's not going to happen. It don't work that way. You can't be escaping from somebody and be with the people that's pursuing you for escaping from them. You see what I'm saying? It don't make sense. So if you at war, it's no way that you can entangle yourself back into the things that you escaped from. If you escape from the blackmail, you know what I'm saying? You can't say you in this fight, you know what I'm saying? You in the truth and you smoking blackmails. You see what I'm saying? If you escape from being a pimp, you know what I'm saying? You can't go back to, sending hoes on the car. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? What you just finna say?
I was going to say, so, like, if you ever watch movies when people, like Jason Bourne, for instance. Everybody watch that? All right, so when he was escaping, right, did he go back into the same lifestyle? He changed his whole identity. That's the same concept. You got to change everything you used to do. You got to make sure they cannot track back to you. Exactly. So you got to come to this.
Exactly. So finish that verse out.
That he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
That you may please him who have chosen you. Remember, it's only a remnant that's going to return. That means you were specially selected. You was chosen to escape the pollutions of this world. Right? So you cannot entangle yourself. So what must we do to ensure that we do not get entangled with the affairs of this life? Entangled back into our fleshly lust. Give me Proverbs chapter 24, verse 6. A lot of people do not understand this, and this is why so many people fall in this truth. Some people, they fall real low, and they struggle with getting back up, which, Satan got an advantage over you. Some people just fall all the way the hell out. And this be the reason why. Read what you got.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 6.
Come on.
For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war.
So, every last one of us in here is at war. We established that, right? So how are you going to make your war? How do you plan on, fighting the enemy? Because as you can see, Satan got a whole troop, a whole army ready to send after you. He got all type of lusts and demons and spirits and people he can send your way to get you back on his side. So how are you going to conspire to fight against that? By what? Read it again from the top.
For by wise counsel.
By what?
Wise counsel thou shalt make thy war.
So the only way to endure hardness as a good soldier and not be entangled with the affairs of this life, fall back into the hands of the enemy, is to get wise counsel. Now, let's talk about counsel. So, counsel. If I'm battling, let's say with, I don't know, pornography. If I'm battling with watching porn, is counsel going on Pornhub.com, you know what I'm saying, watching porn, and my spouse walk in, see me watching porn, and, get emotional or whatever and convince me to confess to leadership, and I go to leadership and I say, my wife caught me watching porn. Is that the concept of counsel? No. So somebody explain to me in that situation, what is counsel? What is the wise counsel that the Bible is speaking of? When is it supposed to be sought for? Brother Abram.
You're supposed to seek for the counsel as soon as the thought enter your mind.
Right, meaning?
So whenever you're thinking about that you want to watch porn, that's when you call leadership.
Okay, right, okay. That's good. Sirach 37 and 16. So in this precept right here, it's a key word that obviously brothers and sisters in this truth then got a hold of a black highlighter and just marked it out. But I want somebody to tell me what word I'm referring to in the context of me saying what I just said. Read the scripture.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37 and verse 16. Let reason go before every enterprise, and counsel before every action.
What's the key word I'm talking about that Jake do not like to understand, don't want to understand? I give y'all a hint. It's in there twice. That word is in that scripture 2 times. Who got it? Who know? Brother Amir.
Before.
Right, before. So, the objective of getting counsel is to get it before you find yourself on Pornhub.com. Before you find yourself breaking down a Swisher Sweet. Before you find yourself in between your ex legs. You see what I'm saying? The objective of getting wise counsel is to get it before you get entangled with that lust that you have. But everybody want to get counsel after. After. So, damn, sis, so I done seen on your on somebody just sent me footage of you, basically being a hoe. sis, what's going on? I need help. No, you needed help. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of Jake don't understand it. The objective of counsel, of having counselors, having leadership, having a body, brothers and sisters, is to help you prevent making mistakes and falling into your lust. It's not all about getting, what do I do now? We there for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we love you or whatever, but, you know, that's not the objective of wise counsel. You know, that's not how you war. That's not how you battle. All right? From there, go to Proverbs 11 and 14. Proverbs 11 and 14.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
So, we still dealing with the context of war. You being a soldier, right? It say where no counsel is. We just read a wise man gonna get counsel to make his war. Where no counsel is, the people do what?
Where no counsel is, the people fall.
The people fall. So, but a lot of times, people fall in this truth or fall up out of this truth. Why? Based on what we just read. Why? Brother Matthew.
Because they don't get counsel before they do things.
Exactly. When it's only a temptation, when it's only a lust, when it's only a thought. This, you know what? Go to Sirach chapter 4. I'm jumping ahead. This is supposed to be after. This is supposed to be pulled later. But I need it now. It's my Bible and I want it now. All right? Sirach chapter 4, verse 20.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and verse 20. Observe the opportunity.
So, when it's only a thought, when it's only a temptation, you got the opportunity to shut it down. You got the opportunity to dodge it, avoid it, or overcome it. So when it's only a thought, when it's only a temptation, you got to observe that opportunity. To do what? To get counsel, to get help. Before you fall into that sin, you must observe that opportunity. So it be brothers and sisters in the body, you know what I'm saying, that brothers that come to MOV, sisters that come to Titus 2, be around all these sisters, but in their mind, in their spirit, is something, you know, like really bothering them. But the issue is they don't want nobody to know that they battling with XYZ. What brother would feel comfortable, per se, you know, in a fleshly speaking, what brother would feel comfortable going to a brother and saying, bruh, I like, you know what I'm saying, I battle with watching gay porn. What brother would, you know what I'm saying? But when you got that urge within you, and you in the truth, you didn't escape from Satan, you didn't escape from that lifestyle, but that urge, that device of Satan, then came back upon you, right? When that thought come up, you got the opportunity to get help, to get counsel, to do what? To make your war, to fight your battle and overcome that sin. So it's your job to observe the opportunity. Read on.
And beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul.
That's the issue right there. A lot of people be too ashamed to let a brother or sister know what they dealing with. Because I don't want him to think I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. Okay. So you thinking like that, because remember, for one, that's a violation of charity thinking no evil. The fact that you think that this brother or sister that's flesh just like you gonna look at you some type of way because you seeking help to avoid we all know that we was all once disobedient, foolish, serving diverse lusts, all type of stuff. But I know the Bible say that, but I still feel like he gonna look at me different because they're just too different. So, okay, say you got that thought process, right? So you don't get the help, you don't get the counsel because you too ashamed. So it eats you up inside. It eventually, tackle you, and you find yourself in that sin. So now, the person that you could have got help from, that you was afraid of them looking at you some type of way for getting the help, now, what the hell type of way they gonna look at you now that you done done it? You see what I'm saying? That's the deceitfulness of Satan. He get in your mind and get you to think, no, don't let such and such know what you dealing with, because then they gonna talk about you, or they gonna say this about you, or da-da-da-da-da. Well, if you fall into the sin because you didn't get help from them, you damn right, then they gonna talk about you. Let's get that in the Bible. Go to Sirach 18. Sirach 18, verse 30. This is what God said. So when it happened, it's inevitable. It is what it is. Because God said this was going to happen. Sirach 18, read verse 30.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 18 and verse 30.
Come on.
Go not after thy lust.
Do what?
Go not after thy lust.
So this saying the same thing that Peter said, right? Abstain from fleshly lust. Why? Because they warn against your soul. They trying to defeat your soul. Satan wants possession of your soul. Because all he can deal with right now is your flesh. Your soul belongs to God. So what he trying to get? Your soul. What do he use to get your soul? Your lust. So therefore, go not after thy lust. Read on.
But refrain thyself from thine appetite.
Refrain yourself from your appetites. Read on.
If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her.
If you give your soul to the desires that please you, them evil lusts, like pornography, like drugs, like fornication, like, I don't know, other doctrines, whatever. If you give yourself over to your appetites, what's going to happen?
She will make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies that malign thee.
Read.
Take not pleasure.
Okay, that's it. So she will make you a laughingstock. Meaning what? You going to be the butt end of a lot of jokes. You know what I'm saying? Then people going to talk about you. You see what I'm saying? Then that's what's going to happen if you don't get the counsel. So don't let Satan deceive. That's one of his devices. I'm going to deceive you into thinking that's what's going to happen when you go and seek help. But that's what the hell is we here for if I can't go to my brother for help? What are we here for? You see what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. Matter of fact, go back to Luke 22. I'm going to show you something else he told Peter. So everybody in here can understand why are we here. Read what you got.
The book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan had desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
That he may turn you back over to your old life. That he may go into you and use you, you know what I'm saying, for his benefit, to be his soldier. Satan desired to have all of us. Read on.
But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not.
So Christ said, I pray for you, Peter, that your faith fail not. Read.
And when thou art converted.
When you are converted, meaning once you escape and you make it to the other side and you become a soldier for the Most High in Christ, when you are converted, read.
Strengthen thy brethren.
Do what?
Strengthen thy brethren.
Do what?
Strengthen thy brethren.
Strengthen your brethren. So, I'm pretty sure all of us battle with sin, right? Battle with lust. And we may get to a weak point. So, now, you know, I'm Officer Emmanuel. I'm Officer 50. Whatever. But you know, Hezekiah, where you at? Okay, so this brother right here, this brother live 2 hours away, you know what I'm saying? And he a black shirt, he a brother. But who can guess who I see the most throughout the week outside of the Sabbath? Who can guess? Huh? Eliakim. That's a guy. So just because I'm a 50 and he a black shirt, you know what I'm saying? If I could be in a weak point, right? What is his job as my brother, regardless of rank? What is his job? If I'm at a weak point, what is his job as my brother? Okay.
To uplift you and keep you straight in the
Okay.
law.
What word we just read in the scripture? What did it just say? To strengthen.
Oh, strengthen you.
Right. Exactly. So that's what we got each other for. That's what we. Now go to Sirach 37 real quick. Sirach 37 and 17. I'm going to show y'all something. Because, believe it or not, majority of the time when brothers and sisters go off and they fall into their sin and for some reason they're not able to be here or whatever, we already seen it coming. We seen it coming. So, read the scripture. Watch this. Y'all.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
The countenance is a sign.
What is a countenance? What is a countenance? That ain't, a regular Negro word. What is a countenance, Matthew?
The countenance is like something you see on somebody's face. It's showing you how they feel or what's going on with their brother.
Right. The countenance itself is their face, their appearance. But it's telling you the countenance is a sign of what's going on within. Y'all understand? So, if that's the case, and you around brothers, you ain't read that part yet? Okay, go ahead. My bad.
The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart.
The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart. Meaning that somebody's countenance, how they look, how they appear, can display what's going on within them. So, if I'm never around brothers, or when I'm good and strong and mighty, you see me every day. But as soon as I start battling with something, I'm ashamed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want such and such to, you see what I'm saying? So then nobody is there to see, just by your countenance alone, hey bro, what's up? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? You don't have nobody to strengthen you at that point. So, and that's for brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, that's one day a week Israelites. Y'all really, I don't trust y'all, you know what I'm saying, because I don't know what the hell you got going, because I don't know what's going on in your spirit, because I never see your countenance. But another thing is, like I said, you got them good, healthy, strong Israelites. When they good, when the money good, you know what I'm saying, when they marriage good or whatever, you see them, you know what I'm saying, a lot. But as soon as stuff start going left, they don't want to come around because they don't want you to see their countenance and ask them, what's up, bro? You need some help? They go right back to that Sirach chapter 4. You cannot be ashamed when it come to your soul. For real, the God made it to where whatever is going on within your spirit, it displays in your countenance. So therefore, even when you too prideful to let a brother know what's up, what's going on, a brother can at least see that something is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Now, is it necessarily, how can I put this? Is it necessarily mandated for a brother or sister, especially up here? Is it mandatory for us to see your count something is off? Is it mandatory for us to say something to you? You say yes? Okay. Anybody else? Isaac say yeah. Abram say no. Okay. So, it's not necessarily mandatory. It's not necessarily mandatory because when are we obligated to say something to our brother? Matthew.
When we see him in error, when we see him doing wrong, like we obligated to correct them after that.
Right, what script?
Leviticus 19 and 17.
Okay, let's get that. Matter of fact, I want 5 and 1. Let's get that one. Leviticus 5 and 1. Because it throws some senses out there. Read that, Leviticus 5 and 1.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he had seen or known of it.
Whether he have seen or known or heard of it. So you a witness, you witness somebody in sin, meaning you witness them break God's law in some way, shape, or form. Read on.
If he do not utter it.
If you don't say something, at that point, read.
Then he shall bear his iniquity.
Then that puts you in sin. So, if it's just a look on your face and not, a sin, you doing something, I'm not necessarily obligated to say something to you. You see what I'm saying? The obligation come in when you already done went the hell off, when you already done did something wrong. So, with that being said, you gonna have, if you come around and brothers get to know you and stuff like that, you're more likely to get brothers to ask you, what's up, what's going on. But it's your responsibility to seek the counsel, seek the help. Y'all understand? It's your primary responsibility if you dealing with something. But if you not coming around, brothers and sisters, to even give them the opportunity to see that something is wrong, maybe by just your countenance, then you putting yourself in a worse predicament. You more likely to fall into your sin, into your lust. And that's what happens. Whenever you see a brother or a sister start coming around less, it's something going terribly wrong. So 2-3 weeks down the line, after a brother or sister ain't been coming around like somebody, you know what I'm saying? When something come out, it's not really a big shock. It's like, damn, sister, But it's not the same as you going to war with a brother every day and brother in the spirit, y'all in the scripts. And then, 2 hours after you leave your house, you know what I'm saying? Then that's like, what the hell is this? Satan must have literally hopped on his back and cut into his back and went into his back surgically. You know what I'm saying? Something went terribly wrong there. But when somebody then already started to distance themselves and, to where you can't even see if something is wrong with them, them be the ones that's very, very likely to fall into their sin. Why? Proverbs 11 and 14. Proverbs 11 and 14. Now, it's a saying going on in the world. Like, people that be in the streets, like they reply, because, people will tell them, like, be safe out here. And they be like, nah, I got to be dangerous. Yeah. Who heard what who didn't heard that before? I have. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? The point is, when you at war, that's why, soldiers, they get in trenches. They wear camouflage. You know what I'm saying? They don't put themselves out in the open for the enemy to take them down. its strategies, its tactics, its way you maneuver to be safe. You see what I'm saying? So if you at war and you just willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying, ain't under the direction of no lieutenant or captain or whatever, and you know, naked, you know what I'm saying, you just willy-nilly, what's going to happen? Is you going to last long? No. So read that, bro.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Where no counsel is.
Where no what?
Where no counsel is.
Uh-huh.
The people fall.
Read.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. So, even though it ain't nothing but a remnant, you know what I'm saying, a remnant of us that's escaping from the pollutions of this world, I want y'all to look around and see how many people that you got around you that can probably give you some advice pertaining to dealing with a lust or a sin. Is it just a couple or is it a multitude? It's a multitude, right? So when you dealing with brothers and sisters in a congregation on that level of you not being ashamed to come to them for help, that is your safety. That is a safety mechanism to seek counsel, to seek advice from your brother or sister. Everybody understand? In the multitude of counselors is safety. So, if you separating yourself from the multitude of counselors, are you safe? No. So, let's go to Sirach 6 and 2. Let's prove that. Sirach 6 and 2. Because the evil, deceitful thought that's going to come into your mind is, I can't handle it. I already know the scriptures anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to. I'm telling you, watch what's going to happen when you think like that. Read.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine heart.
So extol not thyself in the counsel of your own heart. So you ain't dealing with a counselor. You know what I'm saying? You are dealing with your own mind that you supposed to be at war with. You see what I'm saying? The evil thoughts and lusts that you warn against, you decide it's safe for you to dwell in that realm to get counsel or advice on how to handle something. Is that smart? No. That's why God said, don't do it. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart. Read.
That thy soul.
That thy what?
That thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone.
Wait a minute. So it said that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull. If you put a period right there, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, extol not myself in the counsel of my own heart, that I be not torn in pieces, that my soul don't be torn in pieces. But the key is, because it's giving an analogy, right? So it's bringing up you extolling yourself in the counsel of your own heart and comparing you to a bull. So it's letting you know what that bull is doing in order to fit the analogy of you counseling yourself instead of seeking counsel from somebody else. It says as a bull what?
Straying alone.
As a bull straying alone. So let me ask y'all this. The best way to, who kind of familiar with like the new generation, like they little street terms like lacking? Who familiar with that? Okay. So when somebody say, I'm going to catch out lacking, what are they saying? Brother Matthew.
When they say that, they meaning I'm going to catch him while he's not paying attention.
Right. So now, if it's 100 ops together, you know what I'm saying? They all strapped, they all with each other. Are they lacking?
No, sir, they're not lacking.
No, they're not lacking. So when they say I'm gonna catch her out lacking, that means he probably by himself
Right.
and not on point, don't have a weapon. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's biblical in a spiritual sense. When you straying alone, when you trying to handle your issues by yourself, you lacking. You lacking. And Satan gonna catch your ass lacking. No cap. Get 1 Peter 5 and 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8. For real. All praises. Watch this. Read.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Be sober, be vigilant.
Be sober, be vigilant. Be sober, be vigilant. Because I did a class called The Abyss of Thoughts for Daily Bread one day. And basically, you know what I'm saying, I went over the thoughts that you'll be battling with, right? If you dwell too much on your thoughts, what's going to eventually happen? It's going to what? It's going to manifest into actions, right? So let's make an analogy. Drinking. Who in here drank wine? Okay. Is it okay to drink wine? Yes. Is it okay to drink too much wine? No, because then you're going to be drunk, right? Okay. It's the same thing with evil thoughts. Because people, you know, the thought of foolishness is sin or whatever. Everybody going to have evil thoughts. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They going to pop up. They going to come. But the issue come in effect of you dwelling on those evil thoughts. You ain't getting help when they constantly attacking you. You see what I'm saying? You just sitting at the house just thinking, reminiscing on how you used to, you know, smoke the dope. You know what I'm saying? So now, I'm out to 50, right? You know, I'm at the leadership table or whatever. I will tell all of y'all right now, I used to smoke weed. A lot of weed. I used to smoke weed all the time. So with that being said, do y'all think I don't never, you know what I'm saying, find myself, especially if somebody, you know, ride by or walk by with smelling strong. Y'all don't think I ever have a thought like, damn, shit, it wouldn't hurt to get high. You know what I'm saying? We in captivity, right? You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't think that everybody in here have an evil thought? But where would the issue come in at, though? If somebody rolled past me or walked past me smelling like strong or whatever, and I had that thought like, damn, I want to get high. I don't let nobody know. So I go home, I play what I used to listen to when I used to get high. Chief Keef, Starlito, who else? Nah, Boosie. I don't know, a lot of people. If I went home and I listened to them songs, matter of fact, a song about getting high. Smoking on purple to ease my mind. I'm listening to the song. I got the lust within me. Then I go on my phone. Be like, damn, I wonder is my weed man number still in here. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I wonder do he still got the set, because it been a little while. You know what I'm saying? He probably done fell out. Let me just see. Hey, bro, what you on deck? What's up? Yeah, man, pull up. He ain't even gonna say, dang, bro, where you been? What about the Israelite stuff? He ain't gonna say none of that. He gonna be like, man, pull up. You know, I got it. You know I'm good. 3-4 years, you ain't shot with him in 3-4 years. His first response to you gonna be, pull up. I got it. So then, get in the car. At that point, I'm like, let me make sure I got my blunt spray to where, you know, I don't smell like it. I don't leave no trace. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm thinking of how I'm going to get away with it. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm thinking that I'm gonna get away with it. I go get the sack, go to the store with a hoodie on, you know what I'm saying, with, all black. Oh, let me get a Rello. Man, get up out of there, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go through all this.
Turning your back to
It
the
started
cameras.
with a lust, though. You're right, it started with a lust. But since I ain't go to nobody and be like, hey, man, I need some scripts, bro. I shouldn't be having that urge to smoke weed. I need some scripts. Let's go over there. What's that class you went over a couple years ago? Weed will get you killed. Let's go over them scripts. Let's revisit them. You know what I'm saying? If I do that, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I can overcome that lust that Satan is attacking me with. But if I just dwell on my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? I become basically drunk with the thoughts. And I'm dwelling on it too much. Just like you can take a sip and be good. But when you take too many, it's a wrap. Same thing with the evil thoughts. They can pop up. You seek counsel. You get in the scripts or whatever. You cast it down. You good. You good. But once you dwell on it some more and dwell on it some more and think about it some more, at that point, you not sober-minded. Before you hit the blunt, you are already not sober. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So when the Bible is saying be sober and be vigilant, that's what it's talking about. Don't be thinking too much on evil. The evil thoughts that arise within you, do not dwell on them. You got to be sober-minded. You got to be able to clear your mind of the evil thoughts when they arise. Because if you get drunk on those thoughts, it's going to manifest into your actions. You're going to perform exactly whatever that lust is. So read on.
Because your adversary, the devil.
The who?
The devil.
Read.
As a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So Satan on the prowl. Satan on the prowl. He trying to catch you. He trying to pull you back into his grasp. It just likened or compared Satan to a roaring lion. How do lions attack people? Or, no, not people. How do lions attack, period? What's their technique? Who know? Bruh, Soldier Eyes.
They be crouching and creeping.
Crouching and creeping. Okay. Why they crouching? Hold on, man. Why they crouching and creeping?
Shit, they don't want you. They want to catch you lacking.
They want to catch you lacking. Right? Meaning, as a bull straying alone. Give me that clip now. You good. Give me that clip. Watch this. This second. Okay, that's fine. It fit. But let's get the other one. And Reddit. Don't put your trust in brothers when it comes to clips, man. Come on, y'all. All right. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my
All right. So now pause. So if anybody like study Leviticus or something like that, right? You got different type of sacrifices. You got sacrifices that can come from the herd or the flock. So in a flock, you got animals like sheep and goats. All right? In a herd, you got animals like bulls and rams and heifers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So these animals usually run in a herd, like a buffalo or bull. They run in a herd. As we see in this video, this bull, where is his herd at? Where is his herd? They not there. So with that being said, he being attacked by a lion. Who did the Bible just compare Satan to? A lion. So when you find yourself straying alone from the herd, because you don't want nobody to think something about you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, that's how you going to end up. You're going to end up like that bull straying alone, torn in pieces. All right, you get that off. Now go to Proverbs 16:18. Proverbs 16:18.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall.
So we read in Proverbs 11, it said, where no counsel is, the people fall. Right here it says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So what is synonymous to not getting counsel? You being what? Prideful. All right, let's get the definition of pride real quick. And give me Sirach 10 and 12. It's kind of like sad, you know what I'm saying, that we come into the truth, we come into the knowledge of who we are, but we still look at each other like we niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't trust one another, we can't seek help from one another, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to confide in somebody, you know, in an effort to overcome our lust. That's the deceitfulness of Satan. Not that one. Scroll down. Scroll down. Let me see a Miriam or something. Pride is an emotional. Let's get that one. Dictionary.com. All right. Read the first one.
The book, Pride. A high or inordinate opinion of one's own dignity, importance, merit, or superiority, whether as cherished in the mind or as displayed in bearing, conduct, etc.
So a high or inordinate opinion of one's own dignity. Look at that word inordinate. Now remember, we still in the context of war. You being a soldier. So, in a war, in an army, what do you always have before you go to war, when you at war? What do you always have? Start with an O. What does that army always have? What is the purpose of boot camp? Who ain't answering? Soldier Aaron.
Order.
Order, exactly. So to be inordinate means you're going against what you was taught. All right? You don't want to follow the instructions or guidelines given unto you, you know what I'm saying, by the people, whoever over you in that army. Because if you're a soldier, you know what I'm saying, you got a lieutenant, you got a captain, right? So pride is something that's inordinate. It's an inordinate opinion of one's own dignity. Meaning the order is confess your faults one to another. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with some absurd opportunity. Don't be ashamed when it go to your soul. Take it to a brother, get help. We're here to strengthen our brethren. Pride is when you say, I know the scriptures say that, but I'm mightier than that. I'm the exception. I'm strong enough to not get counsel like the Bible tells me to say. Or in some cases, like I teach other people. Like I taught so-and-so to get counsel. I'm exempt from that because I'm the teacher. That don't apply to me. I ain't got to do what I'm teaching. That's an inordinate opinion of your own dignity. You think that you stronger than what God already set in order. That's what pride is. Now give me Sirach 10 and 12.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God.
When one what?
Departed from God.
When one departs from God. So, you in your mind, when you being prideful, you know what I'm saying? You think it's on a level of, I don't want to talk to my brother. I don't want to get counsel from my sister. You know, I'm good. But in all actuality, you are departing from God. Because, think about it. Matter of fact, give me 1 John 4. Hold it. Go to 1 John 4 and 20. Brother beside you with the glasses. Yes, you. What's your name? Kevin, stand up, Kevin. Give him the mic, Hezekiah. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen the Most High God?
No, sir.
Do you believe in the Most High God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, wait a minute. In order to betray God, does he have to come down from his throne and be your friend and you turn your back on him?
No, sir.
No. So that means you can never meet God, you face to face, and still betray him, right? How is that possible? Because I can betray you all day because we interact. I'm around you. So I can betray you. You know what I'm saying? I know you. I see you. So how can I betray God if I can't see him? I can't touch him. I'm never around him physically. How can I betray him? How is that possible?
By not keeping his laws and commandments.
Okay, that's a good answer, but this scripture gonna strengthen your answer. All right? Read what you got.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother.
And do what?
Hateth his brother.
If a man say, I love God, but I hate my brother. Read.
He is a liar.
He is a what?
A liar.
But wait, what God got to do with my brother? You know what I'm saying? I love God. I just, IUIC, the Officer Baruch. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? But I love God. I can stay at home and keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to come around my brothers. I love God. God said, if you say you love God, but you can't deal with your brothers on a certain level, you are a damn lie. You do not love God. And it's going to explain. Read on.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen.
He that loves his brother, read it again, my bad.
For he that loveth not his brother.
He that loveth not his brother, read.
Whom he hath seen.
Whom he hath seen face to face. Who he have smelt, who he touched, who he then saluted and shalom, spoke to. If you can't love your brother who you have seen, read.
How can he love God, whom he hath not seen?
How in the hell can you love God that you never seen a day in your life? Hold that. Well, you can drop that. Go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 7. I'll show y'all something. 1 Corinthians 11 and 7.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and the glory of God.
The what?
The image and the glory of God.
Wait a minute. So we never seen God. But it's saying a man, Israelite man, is the image and the glory of God. So that means you have seen God. But, a brother who you see, you don't look at, you don't respect on that level, you can find through betraying him or not dealing with him on a certain level, or departing from their brother when it's time to seek help from him and get with him. when you depart from him, who you really departing from? God. Go back to Sirach 10. People don't understand. That's why Christ emphasized the greatest commandment is to love your brother. Because that's how you show that you love God. Read what you got.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from God.
When one do what?
Departed from God.
Uh-huh.
And his heart is turned away from his maker.
And his heart is turned away from his maker, his creator. Read on.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
So, remember, when an evil thought pop up, if you cast it down, you get counsel or whatever, you can avoid falling into sin. You can overcome sin. But if pride make that interception, you know what I'm saying? When the evil thought pop up and pride intercept that when it's supposed to be the urge to get counsel, and pride come in the mix, you, instead of going in a direction of overcoming your sin, you go in a direction of falling directly into the trap that Satan set for you. That's the beginning of sin. It ain't necessarily the evil thought. It's the pride of not seeking help to fight or overcome the evil thought. Y'all understand? That's the beginning of sin. That's the beginning of you falling back into the hands of Satan. Read on.
And he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities.
So when you have pride, you end up in sin. You end up being an abomination, pouring out abomination. And it says the Lord will bring upon you strange calamities. Read.
And overthrow them utterly.
Meaning you're going to fall. You're going to be defeated. You're going to take a L. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? 1 Peter 5 and 6. 1 Peter 5 and 6.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God.
Under the mighty hand of God. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God. What is the hand of God? What is that? Huh? The laws? That's the hand of God.
It is the laws, ain't it? Being around your brothers?
No, somebody help him out. The hand of God.
The Bible?
No, that's the laws. Isaac?
The men that he set up about like leadership, basically.
Exactly. So I know people like, huh? The hand? Go to 1 Corinthians 12 real quick. 1 Corinthians 12. People don't know you. Hey, he compare everybody in this truth to body parts. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse, start at 14.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 14. For the body is not one member, but many.
Right, the body is not one member, but many. It's a lot of different members in the body. Read.
If the foot shall say.
So is it talking about your literal foot, or is it talking about people in the body, in the congregation? It's talking about people. So he compares us in this truth, in this room, to body parts. So the hand, what do the hand got? 5 fingers, right? Now go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11. You could drop it. Ephesians chapter 4, start at verse 11.
The book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers.
Read that again. Y'all pay attention. Look at me while you read it. Read. Verse 11.
And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. For the
Hold on, wait. All that stuff relatively mean the same thing. Why did he have to give 5 names for the same thing? Raphael? Because they represent what? Huh? The hand of God. The men that he using to teach and counsel you. Because the counsel ain't from the men, it's from God. He just using the men to pass his counsel down to you. So you got to humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, meaning the things that's coming out in these classes that you learning, because the scripture talk about this stuff being a lovely song. Just because you come to class and watch class on Facebook don't mean that you holy and you righteous. Whenever scripture, because the thing is, people come to class, they listen to whole class, but they be like, that don't apply to me. He ain't talking about me. That means that you're not humbling yourself under the mighty hand of God. And that's when pride is going to overtake you and going to end up leading to your destruction, to your fall. All right? So, matter of fact, I'm going to end it right there so we get to the questions. But y'all get the point. Basically, in this truth, you know what I'm saying, once you escape from the hands of Satan, pass him the mic. When you escape from the hands of Satan, you became a soldier. You fighting, you know what I'm saying, you warring in your soul to stay out of the grasp of Satan. In order to fight a good fight, in order to make your war, you must get wise counsel. You cannot let pride keep you from getting counsel. You got to humble yourself under the mighty hand of God so that hand of God can protect you and keep you safe so you won't be a casualty of war. Everybody understand? Yes, sir. So I had a whole nother class, but we had to bring this out because you got brothers and sisters that's falling. You know, they falling in this truth. And we not knowing about the stuff that they dealing with or what they going through until after they didn't already committed the sin. If they would have got counsel in the first place when they was battling, when they really needed the help, it could have been prevented. If they would have humbled themselves under the mighty hand of God when the scriptures was coming out, classes tailored to what they was dealing with, then they would have never went out there and committed the sin. So that's why you got brothers and sisters. You got sister you can't have no contact with right now. You got a soldier losing his rank. It's all because the actions unbecoming of a soldier, meaning not getting counsel, being prideful. Y'all understand? So make sure y'all don't be ashamed when it concerns your soul. If you need help, get the help. That's what we here for. We not here to just all wear fringes and be sitting in the same building every Saturday. We here to strengthen our brethren, strengthen one another to get us to the point to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? This is a war. We here for each other. We a squad. Ain't that what they call when you go to war? Squad. That's what we is. You know what I'm saying? So that's the moral of the class. Everybody got it? Okay, all praises.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.